Hello and welcome back to the 6181 Boxing Podcast. Today I am joined by none other than Hamzah Sheeraz. Hamzah Sheeraz is not just one of boxing's brightest young stars, he is a trailblazer for British Pakistani athletes and an inspiration for boxing fans all around the world. And as he gears up for his upcoming WBC middleweight championship title fight, Hamzah continues to make headlines, not just in the ring, but as an ambassador for Riyadh season. Hi Hamzah, and welcome to the 6181 Boxing Podcast.
Thank
Pleasure
you.
to have you here. How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you?
Really well. Have you recovered from the Ring Magazine Awards?
I have. Yeah. It was, to be fair, the timing from LA and UK, it kind of worked out for me because it was in the evening.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit jet lagged at the minute, but I'm alright.
Yeah.
I'm all good.
How was it? How was the experience?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. The first one I went to was over in Riyadh when they done the initial launch of the Ring Magazine.
Yeah.
And he was like, His Excellency's taking it to new levels, absolute new levels. You had every boxer under the sun over there.
Yeah.
And then I even got to meet like the likes of Canelo. I never met him. First time I met him was the other night. Yeah, I met him. Yeah, so it was good, man. Like one of my idols in boxing. Yeah, it's just like he's taking it to a whole new level, an absolute whole new level, and it's an honour to be a part of it, to say the least.
Amazing. Well, I'm glad you had a lovely time.
Thank you.
So before we get into the serious stuff with boxing, we're going to start with a little icebreaker, a little game.
Go on.
So I'm going to give you 3 boxers.
Yep.
And I want you to tell me who you would like to spar with.
Yep.
Would have liked to spar with.
Yep.
Who you would have liked to fight in your prime.
Okay.
And the third one could be who you would like to have dinner with.
Okay, cool.
To learn from. The 3 boxers that you have to choose from are Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, and Marvin Hagler.
All right, I would like to fight Marvin Hagler, dinner with Ray Robinson, and fight with Ray Leonard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any idea behind why you chose that?
I think dinner with Robinson because of how boxing was when he was around and just the knowledge and what he's done. Because listen, if he was Muhammad Ali's idol, it should have been honour to share. You know what I mean? Just disrespectful to spar or fight him.
Yeah.
Ray Leonard, what did I say? Spar or fight him?
I think he said spar.
Spar, yeah. Spar him because you could learn a lot from him. And then Marvin Hagler, just fight him because he's an absolute beast. Yeah. And it'd be a great fight. Probably get knocked out, but it'd be a great fight.
Okay, well, you did a great job with that.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let's get to know the boxer behind the gloves before we talk boxing. So you've been very open about your British Pakistani background.
Yep.
So what does it mean to you to represent that community?
Do you know what? Now, in nowadays and age, it means everything and more. The reason being is because if you look at the crime rates, if you look at the unemployment rates in the South Asian community now, they're at its peak. And you kind of need role models now. You need role models, and in sport as well, and in other aspects of life, mostly sport, because you get a lot of media coverage. There's a lot of platforms you've got out there to be a positive role model, to send your message across to these youngsters and whatnot. And the same time is, I understand that you got to have your parents there to discipline you, but nowadays there is no such thing. Let's be honest, there is no such thing like how it used to be back in the day. Because there's a lot more, like for example, kids will go on social media and they'll take to social media more than they take to their own parents. So it's a bit all up in the air. So being a role model is a lot of responsibility that comes with it. Yeah. Because even if I did slip up, or when I do make mistakes, or when I do say things that I shouldn't have said, or not too deep or whatnot, but you get picked up on it. And you get absolutely penalised for it. So a lot of pressure. But then at the same time is you got to understand, I chose this life. Yeah. You know what I mean? I did choose this life. I mean, I didn't choose being in the cameras because then I would have gone on Love Island or something. You know what I mean? But
there's still time.
Yeah. But boxing wise, I mean, all I ever wanted to do was to just box. But then the older I'm getting, the more experience I'm getting, the more I'm understanding that there's a lot more responsibility that comes with it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, you mentioned your family there. And what kind of impact have your family had on your boxing career? And how do they manage to keep you grounded amidst your rise to...
Do you know what it is? They've been supportive from day dot. They've been supportive from day dot. They've always, my mum and dad sat me down, they always said to me, listen, whatever you choose to do, we'll support it. And as long as you give it your 100%, we'll back you all the way. So I've been very blessed, especially in a time where where you're kind of in the South Asian communities, it's doctors, lawyers. That's the kind of direction everyone's going through. They kind of said, listen, if you want to go for it, go for it, but make sure you don't regret any of your decisions.
Yeah, and what wonderful parents.
Yeah, especially at that time as well. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, the pressure of being well educated, well spoken, and I kind of went the complete opposite way to go into boxing.
Yeah.
I kind of flipped the script, but it's kind of paying off now.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important, parents to kind of encourage your children with whatever they want to do, because look at how you're doing. You chose a different path for sport, and there's other avenues. So shout out to your parents for that.
Thank you.
And you also grew up in Ilford. Essex boy. What was it like growing up there?
So I was born in Slough, and then I moved to Ilford when I was like 1.
Yeah.
Growing up, it was good. It wasn't so bad. Now it's like it's kind of a no-go zone in all honesty because of the stabbings and whatnot.
Yes.
But when I was growing up, it was all right. It was all good. Had a lot of community support. Had a lot of support from my school. And it was a happy place to be. And then over the last, I'd say 5 years, it's kind of changed a lot. Kind of changed a hell of a lot. But yeah, home is where the heart is, they say. So no matter where I am in the world, my heart's always in Ilford.
Definitely. And I understand you've done some community work as well. So tell me about the initiatives that you're involved in.
Yeah, so I've done quite a bit actually. There was one project I done after one of my fights with the disabled people in the community, and I went there, helped them out, because they've got like a gym they use, and I went down there, helped them out, done a lot of boxing session with them, and just kind of was that kind of positive light for them. Do you know what I mean? Positive light to them, to show them that we're all the same, really and truly. And went to hospitals in Christmas, gave Christmas gifts and whatnot to the kids and whatnot. So it's all good. I'm getting, the good thing is, as soon as I get invited to any of these initiatives, I'll get a chance to collaborate with them. I'm all for it.
Amazing. And do you tend to encourage them to, if they're interested in sport, to take that path as well?
What I always say is, listen, whatever you want to, because you can't force anything upon anyone. So not everyone likes boxing. They might like
crazy,
they might like what comes with it, but they might not like the brutality of it itself. So I've always said, listen, like whatever you guys choose to do, exactly what my parents said to me, don't regret it. And just be confident in your choice.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so of course you've got the charisma, you've got the looks as well.
Yeah.
So have you ever considered going down the modelling path?
You know what? No, I haven't actually. When I was younger, I think my mum tried like cataloguing me for one.
Really?
Yeah, when I was young, but nothing really come of it. But I've done a few shoots. But it's a different world. It is different. You see, the boxing world is so like open and everyone can talk to everyone, but over there it's a complete different world. Honestly, like. There's a lot of, how can I say this respectfully? There's a lot of people with a lot of egos. Boxing comes with egos, but still everyone speaks. Everyone speaks. And the thing with boxing is, if you've got an ego and you go in the ring, you got to back that up. With modelling, you don't have to do anything really. You just sit there and think you're the man.
Look good.
So it's a different world. It's a different world.
Okay, so maybe
in the future.
Yeah, maybe in the future. We'll see.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe on, what would be your dream magazine?
GQ.
Okay.
Men's Health.
GQ, Matt. Okay.
Men's Health.
Okay, so if you watch him, he's interested. Just give me a cut. Okay. And okay, so if you weren't in boxing, what do you think you would be doing if it wasn't boxing?
I get asked this a lot, and I never have a solid concrete answer.
Really?
Probably just a normal 9 to 5. Just a normal 9 to 5. I've always said I've been blessed with the opportunity to box. Those times I don't want to do it. There still are times I don't want to do it. But that's like anything in life, right? You're not going to have a straight journey. It's going to be a roller coaster, and I suppose that's what once it's all said and done, that's what makes it good. That's what makes it fun. That's what kind of gives you the stories to put in your book.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? So I think just a 9 to 5, nothing special. 9 to 5, maybe an office work or a banking job. I don't know.
Ooh, nice.
Something like that. Banking. Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
Although I'm really shit with my numbers, so maybe not banking.
Okay. And you recently you took on a role as a Riyadh season ambassador. What did that mean to you to be asked to do?
Do you know what it was? It come as a bit of a shock, to be fair. I wasn't expecting it. Yeah, because I was on a FaceTime call with His Excellency, and then he this is before I ever met him. So we had a chat on the phone, and then this is before my Emma Williams fight.
Okay.
And he said, "Come through the fight, and then we want you to be an ambassador." And I was like, "Oh, damn. Okay, cool."
Wow.
It was more. I was so concentrated on the fight, it didn't really sink in until after the fight. And then when I started kind of getting questioned about it and asked about it, then it was like, okay, cool, you have quite a big responsibility here. But at the same time, you got to understand. Have you been out to Riyadh?
Not yet. I want to see there.
Okay, yeah, it's amazing out there, honestly. They've changed the whole dynamics of, I'd say just boxing, but sports in the whole. They've changed the whole dynamics of it, and they've made boxing great again. They've made tennis great again. They've made, you name it, and they're doing it. So the levels are taking the sport too, and they're taking it all around the world as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You just had the Wembley card I fought on the AJ card. That was you had the Los Angeles card. I think they're going to do a Vegas card. I'm hearing rumors.
Yes.
So they're taking it all around the world. You know what I mean? They're taking Riyadh all around the world. But I think what people need to understand is going to Riyadh is a whole different experience. Like they've got this boulevard city there, boulevard world, where you can go and just experience all walks in life, all cultures, and there's something for everyone out there.
Right, yeah, definitely. And in terms of ambassadors, I think it's only you and AJ.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's that many others.
I think Bud Crawford's one.
Yeah, so it's not a lot of you.
Yeah,
so
there isn't.
You were handpicked, especially.
Yeah, and you know what it is? I think people, they get labelled as ambassadors and they don't do much about it. I've been trying to like do as much as I can. So when I go out there, do interviews, go to certain places. I think what I'm trying to do, hopefully in the future, is like team up with some schools out there, help some youngsters out there as well. And I've I just done a session down at Mike Tyson boxing gym out there as well, with the new hub of fighters they've got there. And I'll tell you what, they've got some real talent there. And I'm not just saying this because I'm an ambassador, but they genuinely have some talent. And I was saying to one of the guys there before, I said, in the next 5 years, I'll see a world champion coming out of that gym.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a very loaded statement to make. So that means that there must be amazing talent there. I can't wait to go out there. It looks amazing. And I understand AJ is one of your inspirations as well. So now you even work closely with him. You're both part of that, you know, collective of ambassadors. And what does that mean to you? The fact that you're now within touching distance of someone that you've looked up to.
Yeah, it's good. You know, it's good. I'd say definitely more so outside of the ring, because you can't really relate to any heavyweight fights if you're not a heavyweight yourself. So. Outside the ring, the way he's marketable, the way he speaks, the way he comes across. Yeah, it's just him, Canelo, all these guys really. And I think one guy doesn't get enough praise is Prince Haseem Hamid as well. And I've not really been so vocal about it, but he's one of he's been one of my recent inspirations. And the reason I say this is because the level I'm getting to at the sport now, I understand the severity of what he did, when he did it, and how he did it. And the man doesn't. I believe the man doesn't get enough respect. To be fair, he's changed the whole dynamics of boxing. And his boys are coming through as well. Adam and Sammy, two great lads. So to have him involved in boxing again, and just to see him at the shows, and when you see him, his energy is great, man. Like when you see him, no matter, even if you're like making weight or whatnot, and you see him, you'll crack a smile. So he's like a massive inspiration of mine as of recent as well.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, nothing can ever compare to his ring walks as well.
I see him. When did I see him? I see him about a year ago in Harrods, and I was talking to him. And then he goes, it was being nice, and he goes, oh, hopefully you can be another me. And I said, listen, there'll only ever be one you. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm under no illusion that there'll only be ever one of him.
But there'll only be one you as well.
Yeah.
The generations to come will be looking up at you as that.
But he was definitely different, man, and it's great to have him around.
Yeah, well, it's amazing that, you know, you've been doing some work already with the young people in Riyadh. So what message would you send to the young people, not just in Riyadh, but across the world?
You know what? Just keep knocking on that door, because eventually it will open. And what I mean by that is keep working hard. Keep working hard. And you hear it so, like everyone says it so blasé, keep working hard. But when I say it, is that just, you're going to have good days. You might even have more bad days than you have good days. But eventually, if you really believe in what you do, and if you believe in yourself, that everything you kind of are investing in yourself will come to fruition later on in your career. Because, like, for example, I've invested, like, I was heavily indebted to myself financially by investing in my career. My parents put their money in me, and I had investors and whatnot put their money in me. And then thanks to Riyadh season, I've been able to get out of that now. Do you know what I mean? And it's a very risky position to be in, because you could lose everything. But if you truly believe in yourself, then my advice is go for it. Go for it, because then at least you can't ever regret that decision. You know that even if it does go south, you know that, listen, I've done everything in my capable power to make it a reality.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's all about taking risks. If you don't take the risk, then you'll never know. I think I heard Chris Eubank Sr. say something like that in a recent interview as well. But amazing. Okay, and you've got of course, your upcoming fight happening on such a huge card as well. Bivol and Beterbiev are out of this world. For their first fight, I actually did my first watch event, and it was just a crazy fight.
Okay.
What does it feel like for you to be part of such a huge card?
It means a lot, because I've always said, like, once I'm given the opportunities and the platforms, I will always deliver. Like, I'll make it my sole responsibility to deliver, and that's what I've been doing. And now I've got my biggest task ahead of me in Carlos Adames, a great fighter, a great champion. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I'd like to beat a champion like him, so no one can say otherwise when you win the belt that it's been gifted to you, or you beat someone who it was a vacant belt. Or this is a champion who's had a few defenses, who's a serious fighter. God willing, inshallah, I get the win, and then I'll beat a legitimate champion, and you're WBC middleweight champion of the world.
Absolutely, and of course you mentioned your opponent there, Carlos Adames. What do you think of him as a fighter?
A great fighter, great fighter. I have nothing but respect for him. But then obviously it goes when it comes February 22nd. All the respect goes out the window, because I'm there to eat. I'm there to get what's mine. But yeah, great fighter, great champion. But yeah, everyone's kind of reign comes to an end, doesn't it? Eventually, and I believe February 22nd his comes to an end and mine begins.
Wow. Yeah. And you know what? We're really excited to see that, and I'm sure you're going to do an amazing job. So what would you say we can expect from Hamzah Sheeraz on that night? Will you change your style, your approach?
I think we're going to see things that I haven't done before, because I'm more intrigued in answering questions about myself, to be fair. We're going to definitely see things I haven't done before, because I know this is one of the fights where I'm going to have to pull out certain things that haven't been seen before. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm more interested in because I don't really have a plan saying that I'm going to go in my fight and I'm going to do exactly this, because I never do, to be fair. We have a rough estimate, but it can go two ways. We either fight or we box, or we do a bit of both. So yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
So you're not necessarily going for the KO.
No. I've only ever went for it once, and I didn't get it, and I kind of was forcing everything. So now what I've kind of understood is the less you go for it, the more it's available.
Just be more natural with it. And you know, of course, you've had, I think, a bit of back and forth with Chris Eubank Jr. as well. Is that one of the opponents that you'd like to?
I'd love to face him. I'd love to fight him. More so for my profile. Because boxing wise, I believe that he doesn't really offer me much in terms of boxing itself. But beating a name like his will just uplift my profile. But for that all to become a reality, I have to obviously get the win February 22nd. But theoretically speaking, moving forward, definitely a fight I'd love to have. A fight that I think is possible if he does have the fight with Conor Benn. Hopefully he comes through that. Although I want Conor Benn to win, I kind of need Eubank to win. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, let's see where it's at.
But I see it being a great build up as well. You know, and when we think of those iconic build ups back in the day, you know, it's your time and it's your moment. So that would be a really good opportunity. Okay, so looking, you know, forward ahead in 2025, who would you say are your top three opponents? Of course, you've got Carlos Adames coming up next month, but who else would you like to fight this year? Would you say?
You got him, Eubank Jr. You've got the unification with Yanni Beck. You've got potentially maybe end of next year, early next year, Canelo Alvarez fight. So I need to kind of get myself in a prime position for him. So that's the kind of three names. Three names that I've got locked in.
Nice, amazing. Okay, well, to close, what would you want to say to the fans that we're watching next month? You're fighting for a world title, WBC middleweight world title. What message do you have to the fans that will be watching and supporting you on the night?
Listen, just everyone who's been supporting, a massive thank you to them. Everyone who's not supporting, massive thank you to you guys as well, because
thanks to the haters.
Everyone makes it happen, right? Without them, boxing would be boring, right? Without them, and I'm kind of a person who understands everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I'm under no illusion. So whether people think I'll get knocked out or whether I'll lose, you know what? That's your own opinion, and I respect it. I respect it. But it ain't gonna happen. So if you put your money on it, then bad luck to you.
Love the confidence. Amazing. Well, we can't wait to see the fight. We'll be supporting you. Thank you once again for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. And let's catch up again soon. But until then, take care and all the best.
Thank you very much.